Hey golfers, if you're a high handicapper battling those rounds over 90, you know the pain. Endless tips from scratch players that just don't land for your game. But what if I shared 6 practical, no-nonsense tips that actually work for where you are? Tips that actually help me drop my handicap to a 3. Imagine rethinking your approach to par 5s for easier pars, ditching swing obsessions for pure contact, and mastering the alignment secret that most amateurs ignore. We're gonna dive into wedge mastery from 40 yards, the art of stress-free 2-putting, and chipping hacks that save strokes every round. Let's get into it.
Okay, something that can really help you lower your scores really quickly is learning how to aim squarely. Most golfers are aimed way left or aimed way right, and they think they're aimed at their target. First, let's select the target. You see those nets out there in that big pole? The one on the corner, that's my aim point. A lot of golfers, they're like this. I mean, they're lined up way over here, thinking they're aimed up at that because they're used to hitting across the ball and all kind of nonsense. What's good to do, say you're out on the driving range or on the course, it doesn't matter. If that's my where I'm aimed at that big pole out there, I'm gonna line up my club right at my target. Now, a lot of these fancy driving ranges, they actually have these sticks that's gonna line you up. When I say I wanna be square, I want 2 things to be square to my target. I want my shoulders and I want my feet to be square at that target. So now I'm lined up, and it feels funny when you're used to not lining everything up correctly. It's gonna feel funny, and then I can go ahead with my swing and I'm gonna hit it square at the target. So I'm telling you right now, if you just go out to your local muni, you didn't have anything laying down and you just some random guy, hey, where are you aimed? Oh, I'm aimed over there. And you put the stick down, there'd be a big discrepancy between where they're aimed, which is off to the right or off to the left, and where the actual being square to the target is. So that's why you'll see the PGA and LIV guys, they have these little sticks out on their practice screen. They're literally focused on aiming squarely. 8 out of 10 high handicap golfers are not aimed square at the target. They're aimed to the left or to the right. And it's such an easy fix. You can literally just put your club down at the target when you're on the practice range or on the golf course. Just ask your buddy, hey, where am I lined up? Put a stick down or a club and show me, and then compare that to where you think you're lined up. Okay, one tip that is going to help a high handicapper lower your scores immediately is learning how to 2-putt everything, no more hero putts. So I'm gonna explain what a hero putt is, and I'm gonna show you the easiest way to 2-putt everything. I've laid out 3 different balls. We'll go one from about 15 feet, one from about 25 feet, then one from way downtown at 35 feet. We're gonna work on 2-putting all of these and not trying to make a hero putt and just drain it from downtown. We wanna aim smartly. So there's, in golf, what they call the pro side and then the low side. So if it's breaking left to right, the pro side's gonna be up here, because if you miss it, it's just gonna go a little bit behind the hole, and then you got a pretty easy tap in for your 2-putt. But if you miss it on the low side, the ball is just gonna keep getting away from you and be harder and harder to 2-putt. When I'm lining up a putt, I'm gonna try to make this shorter one mentally, but if I do miss it, I'm gonna miss it on the high side just a little bit and have a tap in. But when I get to these 2 back here, I'm not even thinking about making them. I'm looking, which way is the putt breaking, and is it uphill or downhill? So we're gonna play a game. I'm gonna putt all 3 of these, and I'm gonna see if I can get even par or better. So it's all a par 2. And this is a way to practice avoiding 3 putts and getting 2 putts and no more hero putts. So I'm gonna always look at the putt from both sides. So I'm gonna walk over here and I'm gonna check the line, and it looks pretty straight. Maybe it's gonna break a little bit this way. And it's a slightly uphill. The greens are wet and they got sand on it, so it's gonna be pretty slow. So I'm gonna aim about a little outside the left edge. Again, all I'm trying to do here is no 3 putts, no hero putts. I'm not gonna try to crush it and make it. I'm just gonna try to get a 2-putt. If it goes in, we're 1 under. Let's go. That was like a bonus, because even the pros aren't gonna make too many of those. Now we're a lot farther away. Think about how many times you've 3-putted from this distance. It's probably a lot. It's a pretty straight putt. It's uphill, so it's gonna go pretty slow. The grass is kind of wet, it's kind of sandy. So I'm really focused on my distance control. Let's see if we can get a 2-putt from here. No hero putt, just a nice 2-putt. Woo-wee. I missed that on the low side and I hit that a little too far. So now this is a very real life example here of trying to avoid 3-putts. Now we got this tough right to lefter coming back. That was pathetic. We're back to even. Got a 3-putt. So now we even farther. This thing's little left to right and uphill. That was a good putt. Now I made one of them and then I missed both of them. The leg putts on the low side, which wasn't cool. So we're gonna clean it up. All right, that was even par. So that wasn't ideal, but this is a good way to gamify your practice. Let's eliminate these 3 putts. I had one from mid-range. That was no good. I let it get away from me on the low side and hit it too far. Okay, a shot that can really help someone with a higher handicap lower your score instantaneously is what they call toe down chipping. So this is where you're gonna take a 7-iron. Most high handicappers, when they chip, they just whip out the 60 and they start flopping away like they're Rory McIlroy or Tiger. Watch how high percentage of success this 7-iron is. You're gonna line the ball up on the toe. This is a toe out here, and then this would be called the heel. So I'm gonna put it out on the toe, and I'm gonna literally take my putting stroke. So this is my putting stroke, if I have a putter. I'm gonna take my putting stroke out on the toe, and there's more of a control to the shot. So a flop shot, a lot can go wrong. If you want to perfect the bump and run chip with your 52 degree or 48, that's fine. Or you could just take a 7-iron out like this, toe down, just take your putting stroke. And there's a lot more success to this. 7-iron on the toe, putting stroke. It's almost like you're putting it, but the ball just skips over the grass here, lands on the green, just runs out. That's the toe down chipping method, and it definitely takes your misses, the bad misses that you could get with a flop shot, and eliminates them, gives you a higher percentage of chipping more accurately. One shot that will really help you lower your scores. This is great on the first tee, which I'm actually at the first tee at Tampa Palms right now, and that is to focus on making contact with the back of the ball, not on your swing mechanics. So what a lot of high handicap golfers do is they get over the ball and they start thinking, oh, I gotta do this, and I heard the guy on YouTube say to do that, and my coach told me to do this, and oh man, my girlfriend's mad. I mean, they're thinking, oh man, all this stuff, and then they swing, and then it's really bad. You want to cleanse your mind of all of the mechanics, all of that, I should be focused on this, I should be focused on that, and really, you should be focused on one thing, the back of this golf ball, making contact with it. It's as simple as that. So if you have good posture, my weight's on the ball of my feet, I got a good stance, all I'm thinking about is hitting the back of this ball, and I'm nervous because I'm on the first tee. You should have one focus and one focus only, hitting the back of that ball, making good contact. Absolute bomb down the middle. Bomb.com, baby. What was I focused on there? Nothing. Except making contact. See, just focus on the back of that golf ball, take a nice swing, and watch good results. When I recently got my golf lesson with Bob Lohr, he says, here's what's guaranteed in life: death, taxes, and 40 to 50 yard wedge shots. Here I am, about 40, 45 yards from the center of the green, but how do you actually hit this shot? Because whether you're on the PGA Tour, the LIV Tour, or you're a high handicapper playing at the local muni, it's inevitable as we're out golfing, we're gonna have several shots during our round at this range. I'm focused on two things when I'm taking these shots. So my first tip is I went my weight slightly forward. So I'm not gonna do this on all my other shots, but on this shot, I'm gonna put my weight just a little slightly forward, and that's gonna create kind of a nice soft landing. And then the second thing I'm gonna focus on is just nice smooth tempo. I'm gonna aim for the middle of the green here. Nice smooth tempo, weight a little forward, try to land it up soft there on the middle of the green. Just like that, perfect. See how soft that landed? Practice these 40-yard wedge shots, getting close, getting good at them, and getting them as close as you can. One golf tip that actually works for high handicappers, you're looking to lower your score, is on par 5s and very long challenging par 4s, being comfortable with hitting 3 shots, getting on the green in 3, getting your 2-putt, taking a 5. So I'm actually going to demonstrate this on a very long par 4. This is probably the toughest hole in Tampa. But out of the chute here, You got trees left, you got trees right, and then you got a big old water up there by the green. So if I hit a wood here, because of my dispersion of going left and right, I'm probably gonna hit it into the hazard. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna plan on hitting a 7-iron off the tee. Hear me out here. My goal is to get a 5 on this hole or better. So I'm gonna hit a 7-iron off the tee and put it in play. Then I'm gonna lay up from the water, and then I'm gonna hit my next shot onto the green. I'm gonna 2-putt and I'm gonna get a bogey. There are countless golfers who play here every day that don't get a bogey on this hole or don't get a 5 on this hole because they try to be a hero and they hit it into the hazard, they hit it into the water, they hit it into the woods, all that nonsense. So next time you're playing a par 5, don't try to go for it in 2 and be a hero. Plan out your 3 shots to get you on the green in 3, try to get a 2-putt, try to get a 5. I'm gonna try to get a 5 here. Strategy before I even tee off that I know I'm gonna hit 3 shots on this hole to get to the green, with my 3rd shot being a nice, easy wedge shot. Try to get a 2-putt, get a 5, and move on with no double or triple. Okay, that's going slightly right, but it opens up out there. Should be all right. The shot that can help you lower your score, lower your handicap, is when you get to a par 5 or a very long par 4, just take your medicine, hit it up on the green in 3 shots that's pre-planned by the tee box before you tee off. I'm not gonna try to go for it in 2. I'm gonna hit my nice shot in play. I'm gonna lay up with my next shot. I'm gonna hit a wedge on my 3rd shot, 2-putt, get a 5, get out of there. I hit my 7-iron off the tee. I pushed it a little right, but my shot dispersion with my 7-iron is still in play. If I would have hit a driver and pushed it the way I did, I would 100% be in those woods. I got about 215 to the green. I'm not gonna go for it in 2. I've already premeditated on the tee box. I'm gonna take 3 shots on this hole and get a 5 or better. So I'm gonna hit a little wedge up there and just advance it, and then I'll have a wedge on my next shot. There we go. Again, I already planned I'm gonna hit 3 shots on this hole, so I'm fine with that. Knock the next one on the green, 2-putt, and get a 5, whereas most golfers that play this hole, they get 6s and 7s and 8s. They're trying to crush it, and at some point they hit it into the hazard or the water. So this is something that I'm working on. My handicap's at 3.7. To get lower scores, it truly takes discipline. I could have hit a driver or a hybrid or a 3-wood off this tee and ended up here or over here and hit my 2nd shot on the green and maybe get a par. But instead I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take 3 shots to get to the green. And I do this on par 5s a lot of times. Hit my 1st shot, hit my 2nd shot, hit my 3rd shot on, 2-putt, and that's a 5. So a lot of golfers are gonna get 6s, 7s, and 8s on this hole. All right, it went a little bit right and short of the green, but we'll just get an up and down and get a 5 the old-fashioned way. Ideally, I would have liked to hit that on the green. No big deal. We're in business, chip it for 4, chip it up, tap it in for 5. Got my 52-degree wedge here. I'm just gonna try to get an up and down, get a 5, which is a good score on a par 5 and a good score on these challenging par 4s. Go in, baby, go in. All right, that's how you get a 5, Josiah. Let's go. Most people, actually, I think I can make it with here. I don't even have to get my putter out. I'm a happy camper with that. And I'm a happy camper with a 5 on a par 5. So you don't have to be Superman, hit it on in 2, take 3 quality shots, get it near the green or on the green, and take your 5. So the golf tips I shared about in this video, they actually work if you're a high handicapper trying to lower your scores. And even if you have a single-digit handicap and you're trying to lower these scores, these are the things I'm working on when I'm practicing. I'm trying to avoid these 3-putts and do more putting drills to get better at putting to 2-putt. And I'm working on all these things because I'm trying to get my game better. I'm actually a 3.7 handicap trying to get down to scratch. But my little brother, Robbie, he's trying to break 90. It's the same principles, whether you're a high handicap or a low handicap, that we need to work on improving our scores. So I hope this video has helped you on your golf journey. I'm addicted to this game. I love it. I'm trying to get better every day, and I enjoy just sharing my journey with you, what I'm learning along the way, what's helping me move my needle. When I started this channel, my handicap was a 4. Now we got down to a 3, baby. So I'm getting better. But these principles work, and it's what I'm working on. I hope they'll help you in your game. Thanks for watching, and I hope to catch you on the next video.